Many of you ask me how I got into photography business, so I decided to walk you through my life story of how I get into the photography business. As you probably don't know, I didn't study photography at all. I was in, I think, 4 or 5 workshops in my whole life. I didn't attend any other workshops. I have been on several workshops that was made by Canon, and one that was made by Martin Vrabko, and he's one of the best commercial photographers here in Slovakia. I started shooting during my time on high school. In the last year of high school, my parents bought me my first camera. It was Canon EOS 350D, like really old camera body with maximum ISO of 1600, and it looks like sandstorm, so it was really terrible, but I started with that one. As long as in the past I was doing a lot of sports like mountain biking, whitewater canoeing and so on, the first choice for me was just to start shoot sports. Unfortunately, I didn't have any contacts for the big organizers or for the big events, so I just walk around and shoot everything that was possible. So I found on the internet where are going to be some races. I went there and I started just shooting. After I think more than 1 year, I got my first job. I was shooting parties. Sorry, it was like really horrible time. I was like 19 and they got me this job. It was paid like 10 euros per party, so almost nothing. But still I was able to accumulate some money to buy better gear, to learn, to improve, to shoot in different locations, in different scenarios, in different conditions, and I was able to improve my work. After a few months, or not few months, probably a few years, doesn't matter, about 1.5 years or something like that, I got a possibility to start shooting for a local newspaper. It wasn't the best. I have to do a lot of paparazzi work and so on, but still I was able to shoot. I got some new contacts, etc., etc. And still I was in college. I studied informatics, IT. Officially I was studying something that I even don't know how to call it properly. Web design and user applications and so on. So I have no idea what did I study at all. And that's in that point on the college, I decided I don't want to do coding anymore. I decided I want to go shooting. I saw I was able to make some money with it and also make quite good living. But during my shooting for newspaper, I get a lot of contacts. I get in touch with a lot of clients, with a lot of organizers, and one day my boss forgot to send me my paycheck, and as a reward he sent me for one shooting for Red Bull as a part of a newspaper team. So he sent me from the newspapers. I just need to make a few pictures there. Nothing more, nothing less. It was like vacation. But still, I got in touch with the communication manager from Red Bull from Slovakia, and we became friends. And after, I think they need to shoot something, but they didn't have the budget for it. So I said them, okay, give me a few cans of Red Bull and give me accreditation for this big event that is coming in 2 or 3 months. And that was my starting point shooting for Red Bull. I just came to them because they need something. I want that accreditation. So I tell them, okay, I don't want any money. I just want the accreditation. That's all. After the race, I send them about 20 pictures. That okay, these are my best pictures. If you want to use them, feel free to use them as you will. it's up to you. So that was my starting point, because the other photographers, there was some problem I think with their equipment, so they have to use also mine pictures, and that was my starting point working for Red Bull. You can see it's like, oh, the biggest part or the hardest part. I have to skip one exam on my college just to go to that event, the first one event for Red Bull. So it's always about your decisions, and you can't say what is gonna change. So each and every one decision is going to change your photographic career a little bit. And from that point, it was quite going on. I built my own web page. I ran Facebook, Instagram. That time it wasn't Instagram, but I ran my Facebook. I put a lot of pictures there. I was still going around and shooting everything that was possible. And during the years, I gathered a lot of contacts, and from the sports, even everybody knows me. All of the organizers, all of the racers, all of the athletes, top athletes, each of them knows me by name, by face and everything. So it was quite easier for me to go on some event and ask for the accreditation. The hardest part was how to get a real client, the client that are going to pay you. For that, I started shooting commercials like conferences, business portrait, and so on. It also satisfies me a little bit, but mainly it's just for the paycheck at the end of the event. But still, I think it's quite good money and I enjoy it. So that's my life story, how I started, how I got into ambassador program in FOME or in Canon. I have no idea. They just followed. Probably we got in touch on some events or on I don't know where, and they look at my work. We started to communicating. From the beginning it was like, okay, can you borrow me just this lamp or just this one lens? And during the time they can saw that my work was still on the same level or a little bit growing, that it wasn't just like peaking on the top and then falling down. So they can see that I am communicating with them. A lot of other photographers know me, so they can see that when I'm just when I showed somewhere with different lens or different camera bodies, that people started talking about it, the other photographers. So that was also probably the point why the brands want to sign an ambassador contract with me. So that's basically my life story, how I got into photography. Now I'm just working. I have several big clients, and every day they are coming more and more. So, but the basic thing I wanted to say: you don't need the education. You don't need to study photography on college or high school or whatever. You just need practicing a lot. The other thing, make friends. Talk to other photographers. Many of photographers that I know, which I'm collaborating with, we just met somewhere. With Michael, also with whom I'm started the Patreon program. If you want to support us, feel free, subscribe, and just support our work if you like what we are doing. We just met on one event with Marian. I met on a hockey play. He was also shooting it, and during the break we just started talking, and from that point we became friends, and now I am giving him quite a lot of work. But just make friends with other photographers. Don't hate them, because it will be on another video, but the hardest thing you need to realize, photographers talk to each other and they help each other. He is not your competitor, he is your friend. That's all I'm going to say in this video. So this is how I started, and that's my life story, and I think I'm happy with my life. I'm doing what I love, and I'm not going to work, or I'm not working. I'm enjoying everything I am doing because I love shooting, I love taking pictures, and it's become like part of my life, and it's the most important thing. I love what I'm doing, and that's all. If you have the passion, everything else will come. So if you like our work, please, you can subscribe, or you can become a patron of me and Michael. We are doing a lot of videos, like we are going to do a lot of videos like this. Also, we are going to start a few tutorials and everything else that are going to help other photographers to grow and to improve. So feel free. Here is the link button where you can find us and where you can support us, or at least feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel.